Can you guess which country this is?
A war-torn country just a generation ago. The fastest growing economy in the region in the 2020s. A country with a communist government. The new global manufacturing hub and tourism hotspot. The answer is, this is all Vietnam. And all of this just happened within one generation. It's nothing short of an economic miracle. But will Vietnam's glow up just leave the past behind? How does that look and feel like on the ground? Join me in this video and I will tell you about the glow up of Da Nang and Hoi An in central Vietnam, including how to get there and around, where to stay, what to eat, and what to do. I'll also share some tips on how to avoid the big crowds as spots like Ban Hill's Golden Bridge and the Dragon Bridge become more and more popular.
I'm a geographer and my dream is to travel the world, tell their stories, and build the perfect sustainable hotel. I'm Mickey Eva and this is my travel journal. Welcome to Da Nang and Hoi An, Vietnam. So I've been wanting to check out Da Nang because it looked so amazing in photos. It's like my dream, which is a medium-sized city but large enough by the beach. So I totally see myself living in a place like that, you know. However, my partner does not like Vietnam at all, or at least he used not to like it. Well, because their first time in Vietnam, there was petty theft and their phone got stolen. So I can imagine how traumatic that would be, right? Like, I get it. And then one day, he tells me that they've got a working there, so I'm super stoked and excited to get to see Da Nang. So we went there and then the experience completely changed his mind and went back again to Vietnam 5 months later. And now the big news. Philippine Airlines, or PAL, just announced that they are launching direct flights to Da Nang from Manila. So if you're planning to go to Da Nang or Hoi An, then this is the only travel video you'll ever need to know. I'll cover how to get there and get around, where to stay from budget to luxurious hotels, where to eat, and what to do. Starting off with how to get there and get around. So as mentioned, there's a newly launched Philippine Airlines flight direct from Manila that is starting in July of this year, but there are other available flights right at this moment, especially if you want to go there for the summer in the Philippines. For us, we flew from Manila's Naiya Terminal 1 to Da Nang International Airport. There are many options for your flight, but so far only Cebu Pacific has a direct flight to Manila, to Da Nang rather, and that's only 2 hours and 40 minutes long. However, most other flights will be via a layover, with Cathay Pacific via Hong Kong, AirAsia or Malaysia Airlines via KL, but we ended up choosing Vietnam Airlines via Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh City, Saigon, which makes a single trip much longer at about 6 to 8 hours. Vietnam Airlines also just launched in the Philippines, and so we wanted to try it out. We flew on a Saturday and it cost us around 14,000 pesos or about $240, which was surprisingly cheaper than the Cebu Pacific flight at that time. But Cebu Pacific flights can be around just 5,000 pesos or about $180. And Vietnam Airlines is the country's flag carrier, and they were pretty impressive actually. They consistently gave us the emergency exit row, I think 2 or 3 times, and it was absolutely free upon request. So that's a tip there for you for better legroom without having to spend a bit more. But do note that Vietnam Airlines again is a flag carrier. It's definitely not a budget airline, but it is relatively cheap. You can book flights to Da Nang in Vietnam through the links in the description below. On the first flight, we flew in via Hanoi Noi Bai International Airport, which was a good place to take a break from traveling and enjoy my first pho of many, and Vietnamese coffee, which I definitely love so much. It's sad though that the transfer from the international terminal to the domestic terminal has to be done by a free bus, but we opted to take a Grab because of the timing of when the bus leaves, but it was pretty frequent. Other than that, transferring through Hanoi was a breeze. Their lounges were pretty good too, and we tried out specifically the Song Hong Premium Lounge, which had a reasonable selection of Western and Asian food. Very tasty, lots of fresh ingredients, and your choices from breakfast to actual heavy meals with rice or bread. Da Nang International Airport is the gateway to central Vietnam, and it's incredibly well connected. Direct flights from Seoul, Singapore, Bangkok make it a travel hub for Vietnam. When it comes to getting around, renting a motorbike could be as cheap as about $5 per day. You can use Grab, version of Uber for all of Southeast Asia. It's very cheap and reliable. I never had to wait for more than 5 minutes at a time. You can also get a Grab car, a Grab taxi, whatever your preference is. And lastly, obviously, walking. Many parts of Da Nang, especially in the downtown, and also Hoi An, especially in the ancient town center, they are very, very walkable. And yes, even crossing the street with no zebra crossing or pedestrian crossing and a million of bikes running after you, you can walk. Yeah. Just a pro tip, do walk slowly and confidently, and the motorbikes will avoid you, trust me, most of the time. You can spend a whole week in Da Nang and Hoi An, say 4 nights in Da Nang. I would recommend 1 night in Ban Hills and 3 nights in Hoi An. So where to stay in Da Nang and Hoi An? Whether you want luxury or charm, there's a perfect stay for you. Here's where we stayed at. In Da Nang, for beachfront luxury or accessible to the beach, the first one is Bay Capital Da Nang. This is located in downtown Da Nang, near the Han River and the Bac Dang Street, where most cruises actually depart from. So it is a pretty good location. You've got everything nearby. It includes a spacious modern room with luxe interiors and views of the ocean. You are greeted with this sleek marble lobby, rooftop infinity pool, and city sea views. Prices per night start at around 6,800 pesos or around $120 per night. I would say it's very worth the value for money, especially with the quality of accommodation, the food, the service. It's all really great. So 5 stars for Bay Capital Da Nang. The next place we stayed in was Sheila Monogram Quang Nam Da Nang. So this is located a bit farther out from the downtown area, but it is a beachfront property. It's located in the Nunok Beach near the Marble Mountains, a bit southern of Da Nang Airport and downtown. It features minimalist room design with Korean aesthetics and comfort. It has a beachfront pool, chic restaurants, and spa on site. I really loved my day routine here because of their 24/7 gym, and then I would go to the sauna or a swim and enjoy the morning breakfast buffet. The buffet breakfast is a total standout, which includes Korean, Vietnamese, and Western foods. The price is roughly about 9,500 pesos or about $160 per night. It's definitely a bit on the higher end for Da Nang, but I would say it's absolutely worth it. In Hoi An, we opted for a more historic hotel. The first 2 ones are a bit more modern. So we tried out the Hotel Royal Hoi An M Gallery by Sofitel. This is located in the Tu Bon River, about 5 to 10 minutes walk to the ancient town, and it features an elegant fusion of Japanese and French colonial styles in the room and the building's architecture. It has a rooftop bar with sunset views. Plus, this is part of the Acre group, so Acre membership points are available for use, and you can gain those for every night stay at Hotel Royal. The price is about 7,000 pesos per night or about $125, and this is a boutique luxury done right. And lastly, the Mercure French Village Bana Hills, which is about an hour and a half from Da Nang by car and cable car. It features Gothic style rooms with cozy vibes straight out of Europe. Amenities include a pool, gym, and just really cool village streets to explore just outside of your door. More on what to do in Bana Hills, how to get there, and my insider tips later in this video. And again, just like Hotel Royal Hoi An, you can earn Acre points here as well. Prices start at around 6,300 pesos per night or about $110. So it is not as cheap as a lot of the accommodations in Vietnam, but it's still a good value for the location. For Mercure French Village Bana Hills though, I would say that service could definitely be improved, and also do note that there is no air conditioning in the rooms, which is fine during the night, but in the morning and noon it was a bit too hot for us, so we'd only recommend staying maybe 1 night maximum and no longer than that. From beachfront bliss to mountaintop magic, these stays in Da Nang and Hoi An made my trip unforgettable. Which one would you check into? And again, all of these hotels and other recommendations from budget to luxury can be booked via the links in the description below. Where to eat, from magical dining to chill cafes, First off is Under the Sea Da Nang. This is a fantasy-themed dinner experience near Mike Beach. Think seashell walls, glowing jellyfish lights, and mood lighting for that perfect Instagrammable shot. The seafood platter here is the star. Definitely worth the price, big servings, and really good quality food. Expect upscale vibes at affordable prices. So meals here would be around 1,500 pesos or about $25 to $30 per person. But again, with the location and quality of food, I'd say that's absolutely worth it. If you're in for a buffet, do check out La Crique, the Bana Hills Buffet, located within the property of Bana Hills, nearby the hotel where you would be staying. And this international buffet serves it all, from grilled meats to Asian dishes. And you can also upgrade to free-flowing drinks, which include soft drinks, wine, beer, and yes, all included in the buffet. So this is about 500 to 800k Vietnamese dong, or about $20 to $30 per person. And we did walk in, but for future reference, it would be good to book ahead during weekends, especially because it fills up fast. They also had some live entertainment thanks to these two Filipino singers, and it was just a fun night. A visit to Vietnam will not be complete without checking out some of their cafes. Again, with a lot of the French influences, there's a lot of these alfresco cafes you'd find in Da Nang as well. And a couple of examples would be Viet Sense or Ut Tish Cafe. So whether that's a riverside or beachfront cafe for a slower pace to chill out. And this is where you can try out the coconut coffee, or Vietnam's famous egg coffee, a sweet, creamy twist on your usual caffeine fix. And drinks here start from 150 pesos to about 200 pesos, about $3 or $4. And this is perfect for golden hour vibes. And of course, with one of the best French influences in Vietnamese cuisine, banh mi. So this is banh mi Phuong, and which has been referred to as the best banh mi in Vietnam. It has locations in both Da Nang and Hoi An. Their banh mi was delicious, freshly made and stacked with flavor, with herbs, pickled vegetables, and their secret sauce. And as expected, a theme that's been going on with food in Vietnam, this is also very cheap, at around 75 pesos or about $1.30. And honestly, this is just the best buck you will ever spend. And even Anthony Bourdain himself called this one of the best banh mi's in the world. Just a quick pro tip, get it with the barbecue pork or pate and egg combo, and you'll thank me later. It is a perfect grab and go bite while walking around Hoi An Old Town or Da Nang Riverside. So they have shops in both places. What to do? From iconic spots to local gems. Da Nang's Bana Hills is where Euro vibes meets fantasy, especially with the Golden Bridge at sunrise. My tip here is to arrive early to beat the crowd. We stayed at the Mercure Hotel just to get there at 7 a.m. So this is how you do it. You check in at the Mercure Hotel, even just for overnight, and they would let you get to the other parts of the theme park, including the Golden Bridge, as early as 7 in the morning before the crowds come in at around 9 a.m. So you've got a window of an hour to a couple of hours to just enjoy this with other hotel guests, yes, but they are very far and few between, so you would have a lot of the time to yourself. It's not even just the bridge itself, but the entire theme park is practically empty, and it's really cool to just walk around. So the result is that there are barely any people. It's just you, the misty mountains, and that jaw-dropping photo op. So it includes these gardens all the way down here, the cable car ride, which is actually the longest cable car ride in the world. There is an underground wine bar for moody night vibes as well, and the French village lights up at night, giving you that full fairy tale realness vibes of the French village. So day passes here start around 2,000 pesos or about $35-40, which already includes the cable car ride and all of the access to all of the attractions, except obviously when you have to pay for something else. But again, if you will be staying at Mercure Bana Hill, you can pay for a complete package, including your visit to the Golden Bridge. Another thing to do is to explore Da Nang's wellness and waterfront wonders, including beauty and spa time, treat yourself to some massages, foot spa, mani-pedis, which is just everywhere, especially in Da Nang downtown, and it's super affordable. So I got myself a sleek Korean style haircut, which is the K-Wave perm for men for just around 2,000 pesos or about $35, so it's totally worth it. Much cheaper than how I would get it in Manila. And actually the stylist, he used to work in Manila and moved to Da Nang a bit recently. Basic services start from around 500 pesos or maybe like $9 or $10. And again, this could cover from anywhere from wax treatments to massages to haircuts to styling, etc. And probably the highlight of our trip in Da Nang is a Dragon Bridge show. So this runs every weekend at 9 p.m. So Fridays and Saturdays, this is when you would see fire and water breathe from the dragon's mouth. So awesome. So pro tip here is to book a cruise to avoid the crowds. So it can get very crowded near the bridge, but if you book your own cruise, you're seated down, you're enjoying a meal, as we did. And for us, I booked us the Poseidon Cruise, which is the most modern in Da Nang, and it's only about 900 or 1,000 pesos or $16. It's definitely totally worth it for the view and the comfort of being seated down while watching the Dragon Bridge show, and also the fireworks at the end of the cruise. So you can book this using the link in the description below. Hoi An is a perfect place to explore culture, craft, and just chill. So one of the best things to do is to get a tailored suit at Yali Couture or some of the other couture shops. For me, I got myself a navy blue coat with trousers plus a white shirt, and this cost me about 12,000 pesos or about $215 to $250. And the service is just a 10 out of 10. There are cheaper options other than Yali Couture, but Yali is the top tier one, and they've got quite a big shop, very comfortable, air-conditioned rooms, good service. So I have nothing but praises for Yali Couture. And again, this is much cheaper than what I would usually get in the Philippines and especially in the West. For a free experience, you can also just cycle or walk around the old town of Hoi An and maybe hire a boat and guide for a riverboat and lantern releasing in the rivers. So walking around is free, or if your hotel has a bike that you can use for free like we did at Royal Hoi An Hotel, then you can bring your bike out and just bike around the old town. One of the best things to do is to release these lanterns into the river. It's charming and it's definitely one of the best things to do in Hoi An. From lantern-lit alleys to riverside cafes, it's aesthetic heaven. If your hotel does not have a bike, you can rent one for about 150 or 200 pesos for just about $2 or $3 for the day. And on your last night in Hoi An, I would definitely recommend the Hoi An Memories show. It is an epic outdoor show with more than 500 performers, plus visual lights, the history of the place, and the origin story of Hoi An. Tickets start around 1,200 pesos or about $21. The beauty of Da Nang and Hoi An is in how it's become this gorgeous melting pot of different cultures. East and West, Vietnamese, Korean, French, the food, the architecture. And Vietnam has truly transformed, and its tourism exploded over the last few decades, with 17.5 million tourists beating Singapore in the third spot in Southeast Asia. From a civil war with guerrilla warfare to a tropical paradise with exquisite hotels, and I can see why. Central Vietnam has really become the epitome of cultural diversity and economic progress, and that's thanks to one thing: global trade. So amidst these troubling times, I question, how can some people think so negatively of this human innovation we call trade that has bear fruit to something so beautiful and awe-inspiring as what we're seeing in Vietnam, the Philippines, South Korea, Taiwan, and so many other places we love. And with that, I hope the same curiosity that you have about these foreign places that you'd love to visit, we could have the same curiosity to question and find ways in how we can open up even more to each other. Because if we don't, a divided world is a world less traveled. If you found this useful or valuable, do hit like, subscribe, and send it to a travel buddy. And I hope to create more deep dives, real stories, and soul-led adventures coming your way. You can also support my work. Just click the Buy Me a Coffee link down below. And again, I'm Mickey Eva, and this has been my journey through central Vietnam. I've got something exciting up for you next, but it's not a destination. It involves planes. Can you guess what? Let me know in the comments below. And until then, see you in the next one.